Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and today we've got another quick tip courtesy of the legendary Andy Wallace, and this is how he uses samples on kick and snare to drive reverbs. We're going to look specifically at two reverbs he uses on drums. One is the Lexicon 480L with a large chamber setting. This is the UAD version, but of course there's a bunch of different 480L plugins out there. The second is the Lexicon PCM 70 tiled room preset. I've got something close, the PCM 90's tiled room patch loaded into Presonus's open air convolution reverb. And of course, you can use whatever reverbs you'd like. Think large chamber, smaller tiled room, and you'll get the right idea. But the real key to this is that they are being driven by samples completely. So I've got a kick trigger sample down here, and I've got a snare trigger sample. And you can see the faders are all the way down. I've got the sends on both of these as pre-fader sends. So this is not going to the output of the drum part. It's only going to the reverb and driving the reverb. One of the main advantages of this is you can use whatever sample you've got to really drive the reverb tone you want and not have any bleed from any of the other instruments, because kick and snare often have bleed from cymbals, hi-hats from each other, and this allows you to really tailor the reverb to taste. And of course, Andy Wallace uses his own samples. We're going to use the ones I used right here, but you get the right idea for this. So here are the kick and snare part with no reverb at all, just a dry kick and snare. And now I'll engage the two reverbs that are going from the samples. I'll really push them so you can hear it. Bring them down a bit. I'll bypass on and off. Now we'll listen to just the reverb by itself. I really push it up. So no bleed, totally controllable different tone. Now if I were to send the reverb from the actual snare and kick channel, this is what you get. Kind of out of control, a lot of cymbal bleed in there. So if we want a ton of control over it, we get rid of that. We get it from the triggered samples again. And the next step for Andy Wallace would be to EQ it on his SSL desk, and you can EQ it to taste if you want brighter, darker, gated, whatever. So there it is, a really simple tip to drive your reverbs from triggered samples on your kick and snare, courtesy of Andy Wallace. If you have any questions or comments, let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.